Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, working for a guy like Billy Donovan, he really prepared us for, the things that would come our way as a head coach. Some of the things you can't be prepared for as far as, really trying to hire a staff and, the different aspects of that. And, there's a lot of people you have to tell no and different things like that, which is never easy. But, the first month, first 100 days end up being pretty much a whirlwind of, trying to get the team that's here in place, make sure those guys are okay. Then obviously building a staff that knows me and knows how I tick and knows the things that we want to be about here at Chattanooga, and then trying to hit the ground running and recruiting. So once you get past that 100-day period, things start to really settle in, and you start to get locked into your team and starting to prepare for the season. I don't know if anything's necessarily been a big surprise. Surprised is probably the wrong word, but I was really encouraged by the team that's in place, by all the returnees, their attitude, their capacity to work. I think that has been really encouraging to me as a first-year head coach coming through the door, that there's not a lot of egos down there, and they have an unbelievable capacity to work, which has been really encouraging. Well, I think when you look at our roster and you see 10 juniors and seniors, I think that is something that obviously those 10 guys will have to rely heavily on. You got an unbelievable senior class that's been through a lot. Their third head coach coming through the door here. We've been talking about Casey and Eric. You throw D. Oldham into the mix, who's had 4 different head coaches on a transfer, so he's been through a lot. And then Duke Etheridge, who was a junior college kid that came in here, and he's on his 3rd head coach. So you got a really good senior class that all 3 have been through a lot. Then you got a junior class with leaders and guys that have logged a lot of minutes, and Greg Pryor, Justin Toyo, Chuck Esther, and Trey McLean. Those 4 guys right there are another group that have logged a lot of minutes and been through a lot of experiences. And then you add another junior into the mix, and Jonathan Burroughs Cook. So those 9 guys, and then another guy, Alex Braun, who's been here. He's been here for 4 years. He's seen it. He's been in some high-level games. Those make up the 10 guys that have been through an enormous amount when it comes to Chattanooga basketball. So absolutely, we'll rely heavily on those guys, and those guys need to help lead our young guys. Yeah, I mean, you look at a guy like Jackson White coming through the door here as a freshman, has unbelievable basketball feel and IQ. He's been able to really absorb a lot of information in a short amount of time, to where he's going to have an opportunity to crack the rotation. He's a power forward that can stretch the floor and shoot threes, but at the same token, he's got really good size and will be able to score some on the inside. I think a kid like Zaquan Matthews, who's really long, athletic, fits our style of play from a pressing standpoint, can really get into passing lanes and create turnovers on defense. I think a guy like Peyton Woods is a guy that can stretch the floor, can really shoot the basketball. And then a guy like Trey Kalina at 7 feet is got tremendous size at the center spot. I think it's hard and difficult for any freshman coming through the door when you're dealing with a team that has 10 juniors and seniors to get themselves where they really crack the rotation and are playing an enormous amount as a freshman. That's hard for anyone, and that goes at any place. And I think that those guys got to continue to focus on the process of getting better every single day and understanding that, and trying to learn and absorb as much as they can from our veterans. Covenant College is our first game. It's an exhibition game, but it is our first game, and we'll put all of our focus and energy into that game, and then it'll be on to Georgia.